making first cut. Golly!
What's up, YouTube? Moving day at the RBC Heritage. We're here to break it all down with a live look at the odds. So make sure that you hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed, and we'll jump into it right now. Welcome in to the First Cut Podcast. I'm Rick Gehman, and this is your round 3 recap for this week's RBC Heritage. Greg DuCharme joins me. Greg, hey, buddy.
What's going on, Rick? What a week so far. Great rounds today. There was some really great play today, which was fun to watch.
The round of the day, tying the lowest round of the week, was Harold Varner III's bogey-free 63. Greg, currently 11 under par, heading into the final round. It is not necessarily how well he played on Saturday, but how will he play on Sunday? He's been in the heat of the battle a few times on the PGA Tour, still looking for that first win.
Yes. I wonder if the win in the international win in Saudi Arabia against a good field, making a 92-footer for eagle on the last hole, will have an impact for him. You look at what Harold Varner has done in the past, and on the PGA Tour, he's had some struggles in contention. You think of the top shot at Riviera. You think of you think of the PGA Championship at Bethpage Black when he loses a ball on the 4th hole. So there have been some instances where he's struggled. But I mean, looking at what he's done this year, Rick, it's been outstanding. I mean, he's played outstanding for the last month, especially in the ball striking category, which is his MO. But when he putts the way he did today, it's a dangerous combination.
Despite being leader in the clubhouse at 11 under par, he is not the favorite. That goes to Shane Lowry, plus 350, according to our friends over at Caesars Sportsbook, with Harold Varner III at plus 450 and Patrick Cantley at 5-1. So a couple of big boppers out there, Greg, for Varner to have to deal with, because Lowry's been unbelievable. He probably should have won the Honda, and he's trying to make up for it this week.
And you look at what the conditions are supposed to be tomorrow. And unless they've changed, last I checked, it's going to look a little bit more like Friday, where you're going to have some winds gusting to 25 miles an hour, which will be a challenge. And you think that's great for a Shane Lowry. He played really well at the Honda, as you mentioned, and had a great chance to win, and was probably one of the worst breaks I've seen on the last hole. One of the worst situations that I've ever seen in that case. So Shane Lowry really feels like he's due. I understand why he's favored ahead of Harold Varner III, but it's going to be a duel tomorrow. Both these guys played great rounds today, and it'll be very interesting to see how they back it up.
5-1 Patrick Cantley looking to break out of what I could only describe, Greg, as a mini slump. Just 4 kind of subpar efforts from Cantley over the last couple of weeks. But if you look back at a little bit of a bigger sample, maybe 8 starts, maybe 12 starts, he certainly looks like the PGA Tour's player of the year from last year. And he's looking to add another win to the resume on Sunday.
Yes, and he really seems to have found something here with his ball striking. There was that little month, even for a portion when he was playing poorly, or when he was playing really well, rather. He was struggling with his iron play a little bit, which is unlike him. Coming into the week, he was outside the top 100 on the PGA Tour strokes gain approach. And last week, he gained at the Masters. I believe it was between 2 and 3 strokes approaching the green. It might even have been 3.6. And then this week so far, he was 2nd yesterday. He's 4th so far for the week. So it seems like he's really found something in his golf swing, which is great news for Patrick Cantley. He's going to be tough to beat tomorrow.
Yeah, especially when you remember the fact that he's been splendid around Harbor Town in his career. He is going to be tough to beat. Jordan Spieth might be beating himself, Greg. He's 18-1 over at Caesars Sportsbook. He shot a Saturday 68, but it was a 3-putt bogey on 18 that included an 18-inch missed putt, which is something that we've seen him do now, twice here recently. Another week, or at least through 3 rounds, where he's losing strokes with the flat stick. It's bizarre at this point.
It is bizarre. And he drove the ball really nicely today. His best driving day. He wasn't as great with his irons as he was the day before, but overall, it's still, I mean, the golf swing is working. He had a lot of really high quality shots. He got it going a little bit with the putter, but he gives it away, right? Yeah. He keeps giving it away. I count one now this week, and there were a few shorties, not this short, but There were a few shorties this week that he's missed already. He missed a couple last week. He missed a couple at the Valero. It's so frustrating because these are, they should be near gimmies. If it were match play, they'd be handed to him. And he's continued to miss them. And I don't know if it's in his head, if it's in his technique, but remember, this is a guy that inside of 6 feet has looked at the hole in the past. And you don't start doing that when you're great inside of 6 feet, right? There's something there, and it's showing its head right now. So, I mean, on one hand, is that an easy thing to clean up? Avoid your putts inside, clean up your putts inside of 3 feet. You would think so, but you would think it'd be cleaned up by now if that were the case.
All right. Well, you mentioned some weather rolling in here on potentially on Sunday. We'll keep an eye on that forecast. Patrick Cantley has now surpassed Harold Varner III. He's now the favorite, plus 350. Shane Lowry, plus 400. Let's go on the record here, Greg. Who is the one hoisting the trophy and donning that tartan jacket on Sunday?
Well, I'm going to stick with my one and done selection for the week. The guy that I've been so high on him for the past 3-4 weeks, and he's earned it because he's been great all year in 2022. It's Shane Lowry. Yeah. He's been fantastic in every area of the game, and I expect it to continue tomorrow. I think the conditions will really help him, and he feels like he's due more than anybody else. But I want to just give you one other guy who's a little farther down the board, who I also liked coming into the week, and I'm really happy to see him here in contention, and it's Hudson Swafford. I don't see him there on that first page of the leaderboard, but he's sitting at 9 under par, and that's right in the mix, very much in the mix. I love the way he's played this year, and I like that he's already won. He won the American Express earlier in the year. He's hitting the ball beautifully this week, and he's putting really well. And when Hudson Swafford has a week where he finally makes some and holds some putts, he tends to do pretty well.
2 shots back, 25-1 for Hudson Swafford. We'll be back on Sunday to break it all down and see who ends up winning this week's RBC Heritage. But for now, big thanks to producer Jacob. Does all the hard work behind the scenes. That right there, Greg DuCharme. You can find him on Twitter at TheRealGFD, and you can find me at Rick Run Good. This has been The First Cut, and we'll catch you next time.